What if failure isn't the enemy of success, but its greatest teacher? We love success stories. Admire those who seem to have it all figured out. The ones who rise to the top, who make it all look effortless. And deep down, many of us believe the same myth, that success is a straight path, a smooth climb without detours or setbacks. But what if that very belief is holding us back? Every mistake, every rejection, every misstep, all feels like proof that we are not good enough, that we're falling behind. But what if those very failures are the reason some succeed while others feel stuck? Today, we are breaking the illusion. We're going to cover how failure isn't just part of the process, it's the fuel that drives real progress. If you feel like giving up, stay with me. This might just change the way you see success forever. Success isn't defined by never failing. It's about how we respond when we do. Failure is inevitable, but it doesn't have to be a roadblock. In fact, some of the greatest achievements were built on a foundation of failures that led to breakthroughs. Rather than fearing failure, we can harness it as fuel for growth. So how do we fail forward and build resilience in an area? First, reframe failure as feedback. Just like a GPS recalculates when you take a wrong turn, failure redirects us towards a better path. Very important that we treat failure as data and not defeat. The clarity you gain will help you keep your approach and keep moving forward. Number 2, extract the lesson. Every failure holds a valuable lesson. Did you need more preparation? Was your strategy weak? Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, successful people quickly extract the lessons from each setback. This learning process builds resilience and strengthens your mindset, helping you push through future challenges with greater confidence. Number 3, adapt and keep going. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is really quite simple. Those that give up lack resilience. The most successful people don't let failure stop them. They adapt and try again. As Thomas Edison famously said about his thousands of unsuccessful attempts at the light bulb, he discovered thousands of ways that didn't work. This mindset is what leads to breakthroughs. So let's talk about the power of resilience. Resilience is the ability to move forward despite rejections, setbacks, or obstacles. Resilience isn't about avoiding failure. It's about learning from it and ultimately not letting it define you. The strongest people aren't the ones who fail. They are the ones who learn, adapt, and keep pushing forward. Each failure refines your approach, strengthens your skills, and brings you closer to success, but only if you allow it to. When we're talking about embracing failure, one of the questions that come up is, how do we turn lessons into action? Okay, so I extracted the lesson, but what do I do with it? Understanding the value of failure, it is the first essential step, but it's the ability to turn those lessons into action that truly drives growth. Transforming failure into progress requires more than just acknowledging the lesson. It involves actively applying the lesson in a way that leads to change and forward momentum. Here are 3 strategies to help you fail forward and turn your setbacks into springboards for success. Number 1 is adopt a growth mindset. The way we think about failure shapes our response to failure. It is our goal to shift the mindset surrounding failure from something that is personal and limiting to something that is temporary and teachable. By viewing failure as a part of the learning process, you'll approach challenges with curiosity and persistence rather than fear or avoidance. A growth mindset helps you embrace the idea that skills and abilities are developed over time with effort and learning. Ultimately, making failure just a natural part of your growth journey. Next, seek feedback and support. Failing forward is not about navigating the setbacks alone. It's about seeking out perspectives and support from those around you. Surround yourself with mentors, coaches, or peers who can offer constructive feedback and different viewpoints. I heard Les Brown say you can't see the picture when you're in the frame. And sometimes we're too close to the problem. Where you sit determines what you see. And sometimes we are so close that we can't see the obvious solutions that are sitting right in front of us. But what I love about an outside perspective is that perspective can illuminate blind spots. It can suggest new approaches and ultimately help you stay motivated. Embracing feedback fosters a culture of continuous improvement and reminds us that failure is a shared experience. It's not a solitary struggle. Next, take calculated risks. Fear of failure often keeps us stuck in our comfort zones, but it is within the discomfort and risk that true growth happens. The most successful people don't shy away from risks. They embrace it in a strategic manner. Taking calculated risks means evaluating potential rewards and consequences and choosing to act despite the uncertainty. Ultimately, it's about understanding that failure is in the end, but part of the journey towards something greater. Each risk you take, whether successful or not, offers valuable lessons, but more importantly, the risk expands your capacity for future challenges. Stepping outside your comfort zone builds resilience and opens the door to new opportunities that you might have never discovered. By consistently applying these strategies, adopting a growth mindset, seeking feedback and support, and taking calculated risks, you'll turn failure into a powerful tool for growth. Over time, what once felt like an obstacle will become an opportunity for greater success. I want you to remember this. The more you practice failing forward, the less intimidating failure becomes. And the reason is because you begin to see it as a vital part of your ongoing journey towards success. When we're talking about failing forward, I had the thought that some of the most groundbreaking success stories were built on a failure. Steve Jobs was fired from Apple only to return later and revolutionize the entire tech industry. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team, but used his setback as fuel for determination to become one of the greatest athletes of all time. Oprah Winfrey was told she was not a fit for television, only to become one of the most influential media figures in history. And I submit this thought to you. Failure leads to breakthroughs. Failure is often seen as a negative outcome, but when reframed as an opportunity, it becomes a powerful tool for growth and success. Here's why failure leads to breakthroughs. First, it enforces innovation. Failure is a wake-up call that challenges our thinking. When things don't go as planned, we are now compelled to rethink our methods and our strategies. It's in these moments of frustration and setback that we are pushed to think outside of the box. Without failure, we don't push boundaries. Without failure, we do not uncover better solutions. The discomfort of failure is often a catalyst for transformative innovation, sparking new ideas, sparking new approaches, and technology that lead to greater success in the future. Another way that failure leads to breakthroughs is it builds perseverance. Success doesn't come from getting everything right the first time. In fact, it is the repeated failed attempts that build the resilience and the perseverance. Every time we fail, we learn something valuable about our limits, about our weaknesses, and our areas of needed improvement. Failure ultimately teaches us to stay committed to the vision, even when our path forward isn't clear. It cultivates the mental and emotional strength needed to overcome obstacles and to keep moving forward. With each failure, you're becoming more equipped. You're becoming more equipped to handle challenges and continue progress toward your goal, making perseverance one of the greatest outcomes of failure. The last one is that it strengthens character. Failure is a crucible that forges character. It's in the face of failure that we learn humility, patience, and the resilience. When we stop fearing failure and we start embracing it, we stop seeing ourselves as victims and start seeing ourselves as active participants in our journey towards success. In this way, failure doesn't diminish us. It shapes us into more confident, capable, compassionate individuals. Ultimately, failure isn't something to avoid or fear. It's a powerful teacher that pushes us towards innovation, builds our inner strength, molds our character into what's needed to win in life. Embracing failure with the right mindset enables us to turn it into a breakthrough, the very breakthrough we need for long-term success and growth. Here's my challenge for you. The next time you face failure, don't see it as a dead end. Approach it as feedback. Ask yourself, what can I learn? How can I adjust? And what new opportunities is this failure presenting? The road to success isn't straight. It's filled with twists, with turns and unexpected detours. But if you navigate those moments with resilience, growth, and perseverance, you'll come out stronger on the other side. Fail forward, learn fast, keep growing. That is how success is built. If you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button. I am building a community of 10,000 people that want to better themselves. So if that's you, you're in the right place. Hit the subscribe button. Always remember that growth is a journey. It's not a destination. I'm in it with you, and I'll see you on the next one.